Howdy folks, I want to share something with you. When I bag these baits, I try to keep them straight like that. See how they're all out under there straight? But I don't care how straight you try to keep them, when you move them around from place to place, they get their tail bent. Alright? Heat will set them. If they get hot on your boat and they lay in a bag crooked and you pull one out and it looks like that. Alright? I'm going to show you how to correct those. What I do before I ship y'all some baits is I take a bag and I open it and I move them around and look. If I see one, when I move it, it looks like his tail ain't right, I open the bag like this and I move them around before I send them. If I see one that don't look right, I pull it out. Alright? I keep one bag, I call it a patch bag. I keep one bag of every color, you know, and just for that. So I got 15 of them that I can replace. Yes, I find one once in a while. What happens is when I store them, sometimes they move. From the time I carry them upstairs, downstairs, handle them and move them. When you take them out of your tackle box and put them back, take a quick second and go, yeah, make sure they're all straight, and you won't have that problem, okay? If you have this problem, all right, I'm going to show you how to correct it. All right, we're going to take some water. I'm going to heat it up to about 180. All right, let me get that done. I'll get back with you. It's 176. It was 182 the first time I shot it. Alright, this is a 3-inch minnow. Now what I'm going to do, count the boat 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I'm going to lay it on a cookie sheet here, and I'll show you that in a minute. Alright, so, same thing. Now guys, these are coming out of the patch bag. 4, 5. If you leave it in too long, you're not going to melt them off at 180. You get above 200. You get above 200 now, that's a different story. Probably about 225. You might put it in and she might get real soft, guys. Alright. Once it lays straight and cools. Now, how long do you leave it lay straight? Alright. These come out of my patch bag. I told you I take and I trade them out. That water's getting hot on my fingers. I told you I trade them out for good baits. That's what I do. I take a good bait and put back in your bag. So these are the bad ones I have pulled out probably for the last 3 or 4 months. I can see it trying to straighten up in the hot water. Okay, this has no problem. This is okay. See, if it's got just a slight, because if I hold it this way, see, it's right. No more than that, it's not going to hurt it, okay? Because once you put it in the water, guys, the water will hold it, okay? That's not going to hurt it. That's kind of normal right there. I don't know why I pulled that one out. This is when it's just a little too much, and I could fish with this one and still catch fish with it. Because when it's in the water and you move it, it's going to straighten up. And every time you stop it, it's going to pull back down. What does a curly-tailed grub do? Look at a curly-tailed grub, right? Yeah, that's right. He does all kinds of stupid stuff. Let me do one more. Well, I got it laying here. Alright. I can see it, and when I'm holding that hot water, I can see it straightening up some. Now, I didn't do that one long enough. Alright, I can tell you when I laid it down. Alright guys, there you go. I put them on a cookie sheet like that. I let them set overnight. Now, if you're in a hurry, you can put them in a refrigerator for a couple hours or a freezer for maybe 15-20 minutes, pull them out, give them another hour, you can go for it. Alright? Now, here's how they get bent. I store my baits like this, okay? This is how I store my baits. In bags like these. Alright? I've had these left over from bass fishing through the years, and I switched them over. Now, this one is 3-inch minnows and willowtails. Okay? I try to make sure they're straight, but sometimes I'll reach in there and grab one, and I'll just do this if I'm in a hurry, and you know, stick it back in the compartment and take off. So when I do that, and I knock them out of shape, that's how they're getting bent. So this is 3-inch minnows. So, yeah, killer color. I got colors in here y'all haven't seen. JB, test colors in here. That's a good way to store them. 3600s, 3700s, okay, but make sure that they're straight in there. But they have a tendency they can move around too much in a 3700 or 3600. That's why I don't use those. You can ride down the lake and they'll be bouncing and all ball up in the corner of it, and then you don't check them. And you put your boat away for 2 weeks. Next time you go out and you go like, half my baits are bent. Yeah, they'll do it, especially in a box laid on the seat. You put them in a 3600 and laid on the seat, your boat on the floorboard and go back fishing. You don't believe how hot it gets. The other day I laid a bag of baits on my step on my boat, 15-20 minutes. I caught a fish or two, went back, we should get another bait, and man, I could feel the heat in that bag. I went, wow, don't do that again. I make sure I put them back in those bags, and I put them down in the compartment. That's how you get crooked baits. If they get hot on your boat and they're laying that bag crooked, they're going to be crooked. But if you get a bait out and you just stuff them back fast, I've done it, not paying attention to your baits, make sure they're all back straight in there, you're fine. Alright guys, hope that helps you. Thought I'd just share that with you. Watch how you store them. You get more use out of them, longer use. If you get some bent ones, lay them in a little pile. Have a place in your boat that you put them in a little pile. Then take about if you fish a lot, I fish 2 or 3 days a week. So take like every other week, stop, heat you some water up. It doesn't take long, guys. 10 minutes, you could do a bunch of baits and lay them out, and you're good to go. Alright? Hope that helps you. Thought I would share it with you. I'm also going to make another video on how to tie a weedless jig. I've got one on YouTube. Right now, I've got over 600 active videos on there. Somebody asked me today, was looking for something. I said, I can't find anything on there either, because I got over 600 baits. If you don't know the title of it, it's hard to find. But you click on my face on there, my head on there, it'll go to my homepage. You can look around. There's a lot of videos on there. There's some bass fishing videos on there that I made early on. And when I decided I was just going to start doing crappie only and started making these baits, here I are, okay? Alright guys, here's the baits. It's been 24 hours. Alright. Bam. That's fine. That one's fine. There you go. Much better in it. Some of these, remember, had really bad crooks in them. There you go. So that works. Now, I'm going to say if you have a problem, well, that has a little bit, doesn't it? That still has a little bit crook right here. Alright? That's a bigger bait, though. It's thicker in here. So you know what I need to do? I need to put it in a little bit hotter water. I've done 180. Probably need to go 200 for that one and count at 5 to 8. Just don't go too far. Once you get too hot, it's going to get real gummy. It'll get soft. And it'll harden back up. But it could discolor it or anything. Try to stay under 220, probably 225. I wouldn't go above that. If you got bass baits, flukes and stuff, big worms, yeah, 200, 225. But this one's still fishable now. It was bad one. It's just got a little kink in it now. But the small bait was fine, didn't it? All right, it's trial and error, guys. Like I say, when you got a bigger bait, that didn't look crooked, but it's fine. Straightened all the LC shads right out, didn't it? All right, there you go. They've been laying on this sheet for 24 hours. Appreciate y'all, guys. That's how we do it.